Christy, and I am here today for a love and relationship law of attraction card reading. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh my gosh, we already got our first card. Universe is anxious to talk to us today. So I'm drawing from 2 decks, and they are getting into the Vortex relationship deck and the Ask and It Is Given deck. So, okay, this is interesting. Our first card is, should I leave or should I stay? That's a very good question sometimes. So maybe some of you are going through this right now, wondering if you should leave a relationship. It could be a friendship, a romantic relationship, any kind of relationship. It is very empowering to discover that your patterns of thought do not have to follow your current situation. And therefore, your current situation on all subjects can change. We do not recommend taking the physical action of leaving a relationship without deliberately coming into thought alignment with the new desires that have been born out of your current relationship. That's a lot to unpack. And then, whether you stay in the relationship or move on to another, you can have exactly what you desire. So I think what the universe is encouraging anyone who is thinking about leaving a relationship is to hang on a second. Let's see, what is it that you're unhappy about in this relationship? What's the opposite of that? Because then you know that, okay, I'm feeling this way because here's my desire. This is what I want. Now focus your attention on what you want, because like they said, your current situation does not have to dictate where your thoughts are, where your feelings are. Remember, we can create our reality by our attention to our desires rather than our attention to our problems. So the vibration of a problem is very different than the vibration of a solution. So if you are in the vibration of the problem and you're living there, the solution cannot come. And so I think that's why they're encouraging you to stay until you have discovered what your desires are and live in your desires for a while, and then you'll know whether or not you really want to leave this relationship or whether you just wanted some things to change into more of what you desire. So let's get some further clarification from our Ask and It Is Given deck about where we can go with this message. So if you'll hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. It helps me a lot. And I also do private readings for anyone who wants very, very specific information. You can find the link to my website in the description, and we could schedule a private reading. Those are my favorites. I always get so much out of those, as well as the recipient does. Okay, what further message do you have on should I stay or should I leave? Okay, there's the answer. So the answer is, my financial decline will not elevate the impoverished. So that doesn't sound like, at first glance, like it's related to this, but it totally is. Because what the universe wants to remind us is that us feeling bad cannot elevate other people. We cannot feel bad enough to make someone else feel good. So I think they're encouraging us to understand that if we are happy, not only does that bring us up and elevate us, but it can elevate the relationships that we're in. My financial decline will not elevate the impoverished. You cannot get poor enough to help impoverished people thrive. It is only in your thriving that you have anything to offer anyone. I think that's a huge part of this message, is that when you thrive, that's when you have the most to offer in all of your relationships, in all of your subjects in your life. If you want to be of help to others, be as tapped in, tuned in, and turned on as you can possibly be. Okay, I'm going to ask the universe for, okay, so we need to be tuned in, tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, and feeling great ourselves in order to be able to be of benefit to ourselves and anyone else. So what are some ways that we can do that? Okay, let's see what the answer is here. I got two cards. This is perfect too. It's a perfect explanation of how our decline cannot help other people and how we can take care of ourselves and therefore have more to offer. I am rediscovering the art of allowing my natural well being. So, when we came into this physical body, well being is our birthright, and we knew that. Along our travels, in life, in this physical body, we forget that sometimes. And so, I am rediscovering the art of allowing my natural well being, because we are either allowing in our desires or we are resisting them and pushing them away. And so the next card is my emotional set points can be changed. So this is an example of what action we can take to allow more of our desires. So the message is your set points are achieved by attention to a subject. So the should I stay or should I leave, that would be one of the examples of where your set point might be off. You're feeling bad because you're asking the question, should I leave this relationship? So you must be feeling negative emotion, or else you wouldn't be wanting to leave. So what they're saying is your set points are achieved by attention to a subject. We want you to understand the extreme value in deliberately achieving your own set points, because once you expect something, it will come. So that can mean once I expect my relationship to improve, and then I take the necessary action to honor my feelings for my desires, get my attention off the problems and more onto the solutions, and focus on what do I want in this relationship. And then when you live in the daydreaming about how that relationship looks and you feel those feelings and you write down positive aspects about the other person on a regular basis, even if you only, one day can find one positive aspect about that person, write it down. Remember what it felt like to feel that about them. And now you're living in more and more of what it is you desire in that relationship. So this message is fantastic for anyone who might be experiencing problems in any kind of a relationship in your life. Should I leave or should I stay? They said, hang on, don't leave right away. Get in touch with what your desires are around this relationship. And then they said, your decline will not elevate anyone else. So you feeling bad is not going to help elevate other people. So then they said that you need to rediscover the art of allowing your well-being. And then your emotional set points can be changed by your attention to a subject. So would you rather give attention to the subject of the problem, or would you rather give attention to the subject of the solution? That's what you need to decide. And you have some ways of focusing your energy by writing down positive aspects. Make a gratitude list, meditate, remember what it was like to meet this person and, fall in love with them, or, be immediately hitting it off with a friend, or whatever it was when you first met this person, what drew you together. Live there for a while and just try to not pay so much attention to the reality of what's happening, and more time cultivating in your brain the desires that you have, and then you will be given the answer of should I leave or should I stay. So I'm going to round out this very important relationship message with a mindfulness and self-care card, because oftentimes in relationships we are focusing so much on others and what they want from us and need from us, we forget to take care of ourselves. And self-care, self-love, that cultivates something within us that fills our cup, and then we have more to offer others. So the mindfulness and self-care messages: there are no mistakes in meditation. There is only the process of learning how to approach the practice and discovering what habits or actions to let go of. This journey is unique for each of us. I love that they're definitely telling us we need to meditate, and that it's going to be a different path for each person. For me, I prefer guided meditations. I will go on YouTube and search guided meditations for whatever subject it is that I want help with. And guided meditations come up. I do those. I'm reading a book all about living in the moment and being mindful in as many moments of your life as you possibly can. And one of the points of the book is the present moment is your whole life. The only life you have is the present moment. And if you start to see each small task as this is my whole life right now, then you start to become more mindful of how you're feeling in those little moments, because that's what makes up your entire life. And if you're in the past or in the future, you're not living your life. So meditation, mindfulness meditation practices are definitely focused on breath. Breath work is really important. You can learn how to do breath work from many, many sources. So I recommend that if you are contemplating leaving a relationship and you are safe, then I would recommend following the guidance of the universe. Stay and start focusing your attention in a different direction. Use your emotional guidance system and take up the practice of meditation in whatever form it is that you want, and see how that helps you make that decision eventually. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this message, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.